Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear learners of class 9 and 10, I have come here just to discuss okay, a topic regarding Chinese sentences or transformational sentences. I think all of you are safe and sound at home and having nice time. Okay, just you can see that I have written here just 5 sentences that should be solved immediately. Okay, you can see that number A is okay. In the parenthesis or bracket, you can see that you have to make it a negative sentence. And number B is you have to make it interrogative. Number C is you have to make this statement or sentence affirmative. And number D is you have to make this sentence into passive. And last one is you have to make this statement complex to compound. Okay, you know that when you are asked to when you are told to make a sentence, especially from affirmative negative, then you have to remember one thing that if you are if it is required to make affirmative to negative, you have to remember one thing: the sentence must be negative. In terms of making negative, okay in terms of making negative, you have to be very careful when you find only in any affirmative sentence. If you're asked to make it negative, then you have to think that only you have to use 3 words. Okay, that means if you find only in affirmative, you have to think for 3 words: none but, nothing but, and not more than. Not more than. Okay, not more than. Now the question is that among these three, none but, nothing but, or not more, not not more than, nothing but. Okay, which should be used for only? Then you have to think that word uh, is used, or what comes after only. If you find a word after only, suppose addiction, if the object is a living thing, okay, you have to use none but. If the object is non-living thing, okay, you have to use none but, nothing but. If you find a kind of number 1 2 3 4 like this after only, then you have to use not more than this word. You can see that only after only, you can see that there is a word addiction. Addiction means a desire for something that is bad. Okay, so addiction is a word that refers to non-living object. Then you have to just take nothing but instead of only in terms of making negative. So what will be? Only is the sign of affirmative sentence. Okay, affirmative. And if you just want to make it negative, then you have to take nothing but instead of only in negative sentence, or in terms of making this sentence negative. So what would be the answer? None, nothing but. Okay, nothing but addiction is responsible for it. Okay, and you can see that here number is B. We can think of a bright future. uh, you have to make this statement, this sentence, into word interrogative. So when you are asked to make any kind of interrogative, you have to think that you have to find out auxiliary verb from the given statement. Okay, if the statement is negative, you have to make it positive. If the statement is positive, you have to make it negative. Okay, you can see that can we can think of a bright future. So we can just find out or figure out that can is an auxiliary verb. So in terms of making interrogative, this auxiliary verb, any kind of auxiliary verb, just should be brought in the beginning of the sentence. So this can will just come at the very beginning of the sentence. Okay, so can. You can see that can is an auxiliary verb, and this statement is affirmative or positive. You have to make it negative. So what is the short form of cannot? Can't. Okay, can't. Okay, what is the subject? We. Can't we? Okay, can't we think? Can't we think of a bright future? As it is an interrupt sentence, you have to put question mark or note of interrogation at the end of the sentence. Dear learners, you must remember one thing, that in terms of changing any sentences from given statement to the requirement statement, you have to remember one thing, that the sentence will be changed. Okay, it may be from active to passive, it may be from assertive to interrogative, or simple to complex or compound, but one thing will remain unchanged. What is it? The meaning should remain unchanged. Okay, you have right to say change any kind of sentence from positive to comparative or superlative, but meaning must remain unchanged. Okay, you can see that we can think of a bright future. Okay, if you are asked to make interrogative, can't we think of a bright future? Okay, that's fine, but the meaning has been remained unchanged. Okay, so number third is, it is not an easy task. Okay, you can see is a word, is a statement. Okay, and this statement is affirmative, negative, and you have to make it affirmative. At first, you have to know how to make a negative statement from affirmative. At first, when you are when it is required to make affirmative negative, you have to use not. You have to put not after any auxiliary verb. Okay, and give an opposite word and three of the main word, or is of the given sentence. Here I can see that here it is required to make affirmative. When you are asked when it is required to make affirmative, you have to think that when you just put just bring a not after any auxiliary verb in terms of making negative, and if you're asked or it is required to make affirmative from negative, then you have to just you have to remove these nots. Okay, when you are asked or when it is required to make affirmative. So what will be the sentence? It is dash. What is the main word of this sentence? Easy. So you can easily make easy any from any you can easily make this easy into any negative or just opposite word. uh, Easy, what is the opposite word of easy? You know that the difficult task. Okay, so it is not an easy task. The affirmative of this statement is, it is a difficult task. Okay, so I have just okay discard or just put out this not, and I have just given here opposite word of easy. What is the opposite word? Antonym of easy is difficult task. The meaning is unchanged here. And number four, we should use our knowledge properly. This is active voice. You have to make it passive. In terms of making passive, you have to remember five things. What are they? There, the subject of active voice, will be the object of passive voice, and the object of passive voice will be the subject of passive voice. The subject of active voice will be the object of passive voice. The object of active voice will be the subject of passive voice. We have to give the past participle form of the verb of active voice. Okay, and before main verb in passive, you have to use to be verb. Okay, before the verb in terms of making passive, and after the verb you have to use preposition by in most of the cases. Okay, so you can see that what will be the passive voice of this statement. Our knowledge should be, okay, also should be used properly by us. Okay, you see that. So the last one is though he is illiterate, he sends his children to the school. It is required to make compound. You know that though is the symbol of sign of complex sentence. Here you are asked, or it is required to make compound. If you find any kind of especially do or although in any sentence, do although, if you find do although in any sentence, and there's this sentences must be complex sentence. When you are asked to make compound, it is required to make compound from complex where there is do or although, then you have to remember one thing, that do is the sign of complex. When you just make it complex to compound, or when you have to make it from complex to compound, you have to just omit this word though, and at the middle of the sentence you will find a comma, and in compound sentence you have to give a bird or put bird instead of comma. Okay, so what will be the answer? He is illiterate, but he sends his children to the school. So what what have I told you? Excuse me. I have told you that do is a sign of complex sentence. In terms of making compound, you have to omit this do or although, and in the middle of the sentence, in complex sentence, you will find comma, and in terms of making it compound, you have to omit this comma, and you have to use but instead of what comma. So what is the answer? He is illiterate, but he sends his children to the school. So dear learners, I think all of you have understood, okay, these 5 sentences, and if you practice at your home, and you will benefit, okay, from these sentences and these rules. Okay, so I have discussed changing sentences or transformational sentence today. In our next class we will discuss a new topic. Okay, till then, Allah Hafiz.